Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Golf Magic. Nope. Right. Take 2. Welcome back to the Par 4 Podcast, presented by...
Technically Par 3.
Par 3 Podcast.
Yeah.
Does that have the same ring to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are here at perhaps... I'm pretty sure it could be Johnny's living room, but it's actually Fox Hills Golf and Country Club, one of the nicest rooms I've been in, one of the nicest golf clubs that we've been in. Check it out if you are in England and want to play a lovely course in the southeast. We're here in person rather than stinky old online calls, with a very bad Wi-Fi for all of us, to talk about all things golf. How are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to actually be in person. I think the connectivity issues we had last week with lag, talking over each other, sniffing. That caused a bit of a stir, but it's quite nice to actually have a chat in person.
More emotional. Yeah, more emotional.
Yeah. So no, I'm feeling good, and it's a nice cake. So be stuck indoors.
Absolutely. How are you doing, Johnny?
Oh, good. I'm recovering from a stag do, which I lost my phone, which was very sad.
And your voice, by the sound.
And my voice, and my whole body is just aching in general. So, but no, happy to be here with the fellas, talk some golf, beautiful setting, as you said. And yeah, it's just good. It's just good to be here in person with you guys.
We can touch each other.
We can.
We can. We're going to briefly chat about, we have to chat about Big Scottie, don't we?
Yeah.
After the RBC. I was saying it in somewhat of like a toned down way.
I'm very disappointed.
It's just boring. It is incredible, but
like,
yeah.
In F1 terms, it's like Max Verstappen constantly winning. It's getting to that era now.
Yeah, sure.
I think though it's getting past the point of boring and getting into the exciting bit.
Do you think?
We're seeing like, and I know we said it's not Tiger level dominance because you'd have to do it for much longer.
Yeah.
But we're getting into that period where we're like, oh man, we've got like an absolute stud in the tour who's just going to wipe the floor with everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not quite the same because it doesn't have that kind of like natural arrogance that Tiger had.
No.
But it's still quite cool watching someone just put on like a clinic week in, week out.
Yeah,
it's like just striking the fuck out.
even to a point where it obviously got delayed because of weather.
Yeah.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you think that would kind of throw you off. You've got like a 5-shot lead.
Yeah.
You'd think that would throw you off a bit, but coming back to play, I think, what was it, 3 or 4 holes?
I reckon that's not even in his mind. The dude is so locked in, especially when he's with beard as well. He is like the most locked in man on the planet. I know.
He's so in the groove.
Yeah, it is gone to
Taylor
the
made a laugh all the way to the bank. Him and Nelly Moore, both just on an absolute run.
There he is.
Well, Brooke
There he is
Henderson
doing things.
I think she was like 3rd or 4th, or she was in the top 5.
I think if you look at the world's number 1 and 2, Rory's number 2. He's doing tailor-made. They are having a very, very good year.
The marketing is just like, oh, you want to know these clubs are good? Just oh, okay.
They don't need to do anything, do they? I wonder what, from a tool level, like people like Callaway, Titleist look and be like, what do we do with our new driver type thing? Because it's like the QI10 base model.
From every spot.
But is it? We think Scottie's very good, but I think what we're going to do today, rather than talking about Scottie, because everyone's been talking about Scottie, every single podcast has been talking about Scottie.
Yeah.
Why is he good? So we're gonna build a player from the last, so we say from the 2000s onwards.
I reckon let's go all time because I've got
a
beautiful putter pick. If I didn't choose him, I think my dad would potentially disown me.
Okay.
We've had this conversation.
Okay.
We've had this conversation while watching the golf on numerous occasions, and he's assured me that it's one person.
Okay.
So I'm going with him.
Okay.
Despite the fact I don't know a huge amount about it.
Okay. So are we splitting it into?
We'll do
drive like off the tee.
Yeah.
Driving irons, wedges, putting.
I think driving
and
irons,
mentality.
Yeah, driving irons and wedges wedges will encompass short game as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be driving, irons, wedges, putting, mentality. So 5 things.
Yeah.
Run through it and
no Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is
because otherwise you just basically bam.
Tiger Woods is boring. I think not in general, but to pick Tiger is like a stock answer.
Yeah.
I want like the weirdest trick shots possible in this one. I want people listening to hear someone like Denny McCarthy and spit out the drink that they have in their mouth.
Maverick McNeely.
Yeah.
Putting. He's a great putter. He's a great putter.
Of Corey Connors is putting.
Aaron Badley.
Oh, God. You know what? Should we do category by category around? Or should we do, let's go.
Okay.
Driving first, of course. This is a fun one.
Okay.
Johnny, driving.
Driving, I am going to pick prime Dustin Johnson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When he switched to like that 2-yard fade, and when he was like so dominant, won the Masters, and the kind of probably the period that predated that.
Yeah.
When he won like 3 PGA Tour tournaments in a row, stroke play tournaments in a row, and he hit it long, he hit it straight, and I just don't think you can go too far wrong with that. Like that 2-yard fade is just so it was so consistent.
Yeah.
And he was just like
Bombing it as well, wasn't he?
The thing is, he can't hit anything other than a fade now, right?
No, have you seen that video where they say like, "Oh, how do you hit a fade?" And he just goes,
you got to hit it.
I just hit the fade. He's like, no, how do you do it? He's like, I just do it. Like,
The important thing to remember when you're trying to hit a fade is you've got to hit a fade.
yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
That's a good one though. I like that from a trick shot.
Yeah.
What about you, Willie?
It sounds boring, but I mean, I'm going to go Rory.
I was going to say, I think one of us has to go Rory.
He swings so much power. For a little Irishman, his swing is very powerful.
Northern Irishman.
Not a
For a little Northern Irishman, his power is just unbelievable. And it's just when he follows through, it's how straight and erect he is at the end of his posture. It's just, you try to do that.
So that word is ASMR really going into the microphone when you say that.
But
that is.
I'm going to say,
Erect.
I mean, he's a bomber of the ball, isn't he?
He is indeed. Yeah, I think that would be the stock answer. Would you say for anyone bar Tiger?
I mean, yeah, he's probably been the best driver of the ball on tour for the last
the modern era.
15 years.
Yeah.
Cameron Champ.
So I was kind of thinking in my head who's to pick, and there is certain metrics, and obviously I think that one is the ball speed, right? And he is a genuine stripe show. And I was thinking, I'm going to do that because no one's going to do that, and that'll get views and stuff. But no, I haven't gone for that. I've gone, I think, for the other one that I think would be stock, which would be Bryson off the tee. I think Bryson now. So I wouldn't say Bryson when he was like 30 kilos heavier and just full of butter. I think like his trimmed down.
Butter on that biscuit.
Yeah, literally. The man who had like
Big golfer.
You had like drool coming out of him when he shot 74 at Augusta.
That video of Vijay Singh watching him just like long driving at Augusta, just laughing at him.
What is this idiot doing? Yeah, but so entertaining. And I think what we saw at Augusta this year was that he is consistent with it. He can still get 190 ball speed. His swing is still, one of those ones that is a bit of an uggo in terms of the swing. I think there's a quite interesting difference here with Rory's swing, which is an art piece, whereas Bryson's is like a robotic piece of shit type thing that you wouldn't really.
It's ugly, but it works.
It works. Like,
it works for him.
Like Jim Fury.
They can't all be good-looking swings.
They can't all be pretty girls, can they? No. But that's I think a good disparity there. I personally really like Bryson's one there. DJ's one. I really like DJ's.
I just vividly remember watching him when he was at the peak of his powers, kind of pre-live, and he just he was like just so metronomic. And to be fair, like almost every aspect of his game was just kind of untouchable at that point. When
we've forgotten about, I think, DJ. Haven't we?
Yeah, he was just so good. I mean, he was like absolutely dross at the Masters this year.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched a lot of live golf to really kind of be able to tell you exactly how he's playing. I mean, he won in Vegas. He's obviously not hitting it poorly. No. But when he was really kind of, I guess, almost he was even amazing at whistling straights.
Him
and Morikawa as a team just like put us on the sword.
He is still there, but it's just
still there.
He doesn't get as much media reception. Exactly, yeah. You're not thinking, what's he doing? And also from a personality point of view, because he is
pretty chilled.
Pretty chilled.
Yeah,
pretty chilled.
Let's say
he's pretty chilled. Yeah. I mean, he's got great life.
Fantastic life.
I would
fantastic life, fantastic wife.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the motto. Not there yet. So let's go on to irons. Off the tee, ball striking type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go to you here?
Irons. I am gonna go.
This is a tough one. Take your time.
I feel like mine.
I mean, okay, Scottie Scheffler.
I was going to say, I think Scottie's quite.
Are we allowing?
That's a pretty boring pick. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at almost every metric, like his ball striking is just like absurd. And you watching him hit like 2 irons. He's got all those 2 Strixon driving irons that regularly hits off the fairway in the tee. And they just like never. It's just like frozen rope. They like never deviate at all.
Yeah.
And like when the bizarre thing is, like when he hits one, he misses like 6 to 7 yards left. You're like, Oh Christ, like that's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
From like 240 yards or something.
Literally, was it when he hit that 6-iron? Was it the Mexican Open? And it was like just a standard 6-iron to 5 foot. Yeah. And he didn't even look like he likes it. Like if I hit that shot, I'll be twirling the club, like him stepping after it, taking all my clothes off type thing, and he's there to be like, yeah, sick. Which is just that's the norm. That's the norm for him. 200-yard shots to 5 foot.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
a bit of a boring pick, but
no, but look, boring is good. I think in some regards for this.
It's funny you say that because when we were in Florida, Pro-Am, Sophia Popov, she must have hit a shot to, I mean, it was like 10 foot or something, but from a good distance.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh. I'm like, that's great. Like how you not having that? But then they're just playing a completely.
Their margins are so small.
For us, like when I'm over the ball, I'm just like, don't cry. Like I'm not thinking with them like, they want the exact descent angle. If they with Sophia, there's a clubhouse behind that green. Whereas they want the perfect shot, and if it's not the perfect shot, despite it having a good outcome, they won't be happy with it because it means they've done something wrong.
No, exactly.
But I mean, Sophia, I could even say Sophia for the ball striking because some of them are absolute stripe shows, aren't they?
Yeah.
Of all the people you saw out there, the people you played with, who was the most impressive ball striker out, like Lexi, Sophia, and Charlie Hull?
Charlie Hull mothered it.
Really?
Like she did not like that golf ball that day. Like she was properly compressing the ball.
Recoil that she has in a forest where she kind of like
properly goes after it.
Oh yeah. She has some speed. I think the way in which she compressed the golf ball was the most impressive there. But then by being able to see Sophia, who obviously has been out for about a year and a half, hit the golf ball so well, so consistently. Yeah. And I think that was one of the things. Someone actually asked me last weekend, I was like, oh, did Sophia give you any tips? I was like, just being present, for that 18 holes and watching her just consistently hit 260 yards down the fairway. Yeah. Like it was just...
And it was like she read
standard operations.
As well. She'd go on like a bit of a story about stuff, but in like a nice...
The grain,
like a really polite way of it, and it was like a fun way of just not her saying like, "Oh, I'm a professional golfer, I'm going to give you the time of day." She was really nice of chatting to us and being like, "This is how I do this." How I do that.
The nicest person I think.
Lexi Thompson's having an absolute ball with you.
Shoot.
Oh yeah, and the rest.
You know me. No, they were all lovely. I think.
All of them were lovely.
I learned the most from Sophia. Just from a ball striking point of view, I still have learned. I haven't utilised it. It should just be play for fairways, play consistently, play forehands, and instead I'm mashing driver and NRing. But that's a really good piece of advice, just to kind of make sure you're consistent hitting it, fairway finder and whatnot.
Who are you hitting for your irons? Who are you picking for your irons before we deviate too far off?
I'll go next. You have a little time to think.
Oh yeah, you go.
I'm gonna say
you deviate there.
My boy.
Colin.
No. What do you mean no?
Of all time,
you've
gone for Colin Morikawa.
I don't think it's
before. Okay.
Are you picking era? Are you picking when he was actually good?
But the thing is, he was the top
tied 2, tied 5th or something.
Striker.
Yeah.
I'm
retracting.
Beginning of the season, he was a bit iffy. I think that was down to him changing coach, and he usually played a fade, and he wanted to do a draw, and then he was getting, I think, annoyed with not gaining distance like the other players are gaining. So then he was trying to do that, and that's when everything went wrong. So now he's gone back to playing the fade, which I feel like that's where he's come back into himself. Yeah. But no, yeah, I love his iron play. I think
I tell you what, well put. Yeah, I think because I'm more focusing on perhaps his last 12 months, which has been a bit of a struggle. Yeah. I guess when we're saying players, we can always talk about their peak, and when we're talking about Colin's PGA Championship era and Open era. I mean that was an absolute masterclass.
Well, I mean, they were saying that he's got like better dispersion with his 6-iron than most PGA Tour players have with their like pitching wedge, didn't they?
Yeah,
he like kind of put that to the test. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair bet. I think that's a fair pick.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'm going to, unfortunately, be boring. I'm going to go for irons Rory from about 2014, 2015 of his actual major winning era. Yeah. I think that's, I think we're kind of not looking at Rory's ball striking in general again, because probably for the last 18 months, 24 months, he has been a bit shit in certain regards, but he still compresses the ball like anyone. He still is. And when his peak, I think we do forget how dominant Rory was. Yeah. FedEx Cup, the Open, things like that. He was just a level above.
I mean, you don't get to, was it 23 PGA Tour victories he's got now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't do that by
ball striker.
By hitting it out the toenail heel. So he's very good. I think there are people we're probably missing. I mean, we could name like people like Tommy Fleetwood and stuff.
I guess it's
but
difficult to say as well.
You need a CV.
Sergio Garcia,
Oh, yeah, good one. That is a good one.
Matsuyama as well, unbelievable striker. I guess it's difficult. It's difficult to kind of push past the era that we've seen most on TV, like back to like Palmer, Nicholas, Ballesteros. I mean, Faldo's iron play was notoriously unbelievable. So like he's definitely got to be in with a shout. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's easier to pick from people that you kind of watching week in, week out.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
we're kind of
it's almost like what's present in your mind. I mean, there's a few stragglers like from years ago, but like I think more on the spot, and you kind of think more recently, I guess. And an iconic moment that really sticks out to you, then you kind of go with more.
You'll focus on that.
On TV, So
because I'm thinking of Rory at Royal Liverpool. Was it in 2014? I think so. I'm testing it. I think so.
It is 2014 because that was his last major.
I was in Portugal on a lad's holiday then. I got locked out. I was 17 years old. Anyway,
that's a story for another time.
I was not a legend. I was such a loser. But I remember watching that, being like, "This guy doesn't miss." And I think if we're going to stats-based thing, I think data golf. Look at who's been the most dominant since Tiger, and Rory during that era was up there. I mean, I remember mentioning Rahm. It's just I think
that's the thing, when he's been playing poorly,
he's just not
in your mind.
But Rahm is also one of those players where he doesn't have a weakness to his game.
No,
like everything is just excellent. So you just kind of think of him as this like entity of just being amazing at golf rather than being amazing at like one specific thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, his touch around the greens, his putting, clutch putting.
Well, let's get on to wedges. No. Yeah. I think there are a few. I'll go for you here.
I'm going to go. I mean, there's a kind of an obvious one, more recent, but I'm going to stick with what my dad would want me to say and go with Seve Ballesteros.
Oh, good one. Okay. I liked that.
His ability to kind of get out of trouble from almost anywhere is kind of like unmatched. And his touch, creativity. I mean, it's before my era. I obviously didn't have to go to watch him live, but you can see some highlights and there's kind of like class and swagger around the greens. There's just...
or
he always put himself in really
bad
but then he gets out of it and he's like
just like head.
It's amazing. You hear some stories.
So good.
We used to occasionally talk to Billy Foster, who's now Matt Fitzpatrick's caddy, and he caddied for Seve for quite a long time. And he used to tell some incredible stories about when they used to just be in kind of like position Z. And Seve would be like, I'm going to just stay in pace, like a tiny little hole. And he'd be like, please, just like chip out, like take your medicine. And he'd just be like, nope. And he'd just like sit up and just like flush it or like whatever it was, some kind of chip shot through the trees, over a rock.
He'd get his way out of it. That's the thing.
Yeah, like, magic. Literal, absolute magic, man.
So much fun watching him.
Yeah, because he's just not an idiot, but he just thrived upon hitting almost bad shots off the tee.
Yeah.
And then it would just be an absolute circus around it. I think I was watching on Sky Sports the other day. It was him against Tom Watson. I don't know what year it was, but they were going head to head on Sunday. I think Tom Watson made like something, and Seve's just there, just all over the place, making pars.
It'd be infuriating to play against.
Because
you constantly be like, all right, this is my hole.
Yeah,
and you just like
good about this.
You'd be like,
what are you doing?
There was a really cool like moment where I think he was about to tee off, and then it was all like ready to go, and I think someone was shaking or something behind.
Yeah.
Oh, and he comes off the bank and he goes, "Look, I know you're nervous." And he was just more of like, you go for the entertainment of being around him. He must have had so much energy.
His aura is what I want Scottie to have almost, by the way. But again, Scottie is just dead straight, so it is somewhat effective, boring golf. Yeah. So I almost want Scottie to.
He was also just like so iconic in the Ryder Cup as well.
Oh yeah.
Like didn't really like hide his distaste of the Americans. No, it'd be like and he like massive gamesmanship, like do whatever he needed to do to like get a competitive edge.
I think we need that. Or we got a bit now with some fire with the Ryder Cup, with like Rory, Cantley and stuff like that. But I really want it to be almost like next Ryder Cup. I want the fists to be thrown. I want it to be an actual rivalry. Because like, I think if I go to football, like United City is now so boring because they finish, they're like shake hands. I want it to be like blood. I want it to be
a be like Vieira Keane.
Yeah, literally. I want like Patrick Cantley to headbutt Rory at the end, being like, "Don't you talk about my caddy" or something like that.
I don't want to wear a hat.
Maybe we could do this afterwards. But if you had to pick your like ideal like physical punch-up matchup in the Ryder Cup,
Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry.
Let's get
that afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So what will use your wedge game? Short.
I'm going to go Phil Mickelson.
There we go. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
it. It's a good first round pick.
Yeah, it's a really good first round pick.
It's an obvious pick, but he came to light into my head like throughout this because I was playing East Sussex National last weekend, and around the green my wedge game was just so poor. There was a time where I needed to do a flop shot and I can't do a flop shot.
Sure.
So I was like, I'm going to give this a go. What happens? Thins it right over the back of the green.
Unpredictable.
And I was talking to my dad, and I was like, and he was talking about the time where Peter Alice was commentating, and he was like, Phil Muggson's taking his full backswings. Bearing in mind, he was like so close to the green. He was like, where's this going?
Yeah.
And then he literally gets right underneath it, and it just goes up, down, and you're like, you need to be so confident to pull that off.
Yeah, he's done that so many times. Though I think it was at US Open, not like any sort of pivotal shot, but I think he was in like a hard pan lie. He just takes the 64 up, like flops it to like 3 foot. I'm just looking at being like, I will never do that in my life.
Man's confidence. Is
Like if I had like that, even if I had one person in front of me, I would look at you and be like, "You're now dead. Like you're now genuinely dead." And I actually think I'm quite a good golfer, whereas he's just a level above. But he does it all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Like constant practice.
I would say Seve-esque in some regards.
Yeah.
I think he is the modern era-ish Seve. There is also someone else which I'm going to pick to do just ridiculous shots. Spieth. Yeah, I think is my one.
Yeah,
like he did one recently.
The Ryder Cup.
Yeah, just. Did
JT miss the putt as well?
I think so. Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't if he missed it. Either way, it was. But the thing is, he's done so many of those shots. I remember he's done one at I think Byron Nelson with the hybrid. I know it's not wedges, but just to get out of trouble consistently, you look at it being like, well, you're done. And he, I think, is actually. I think Phil, maybe his ball striking a bit better in that he doesn't get into trouble when he was so good. Obviously, Tiger kind of outclassed him a bit, but Phil was so good in his prime. He would hit it left and right and stuff like that, but
he's always a little bit way off the tee.
Yeah, but I don't think as much as Spieth. Like
Spieth, it's interesting. Those 3 players we picked are probably 3 of the most entertaining golfers of the last 45 years.
Yeah.
Like in terms of pure on-course entertainment and magic, and obviously a bit of that is down to how good they have a short game, but they were like electric to watch.
They were so fun. I mean, the Masters this year was the Spieth was paired with the Gala, who is all over the place. He sprays all over the tee, and Ludwig, and obviously Ludwig is just robot dead straight. I think it was Nole on Twitter being like, "Oh my god, this pair was tee time is going to be the most like the stupidest thing of Ludwig just walking down the fairway and be like." See you in half an hour.
Which you're right over there.
Which did happen, yeah. But Spieth is, I think, my favourite player to watch just because you can never count him out.
No.
Like he is the modern era. He's so stupid. Like, and I do wish him to actually now get him a better form.
He had that like 9-hole stretch. I can't remember. Was it the I can't remember if it was the Houston Open or it's the Arnold Palmer, where he had like a hole-in-one, 3 birdies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like 2 doubles and 2. Like, he didn't have a single par on his card.
None,
and he was like 2 under or something ridiculous.
Yeah, he had a.
They were like, I think it was no leg up as well. They were like, this is like the full Jordan Spieth experience. Like, strap yourself in. This is going to be good.
Yeah, psycho scorecards. I thoroughly enjoy Spieth every single time. Putting.
And he's a lovely bloke as well.
Yes, putting mentality. We'll do this very quickly.
Putting, I'm going to go with Bobby Locke. So we're going way back.
We're going way back.
Four-time Open champion. And I mean, I know very little about Bobby Locke, but I've had this conversation with my dad so many times, and he guarantees me every time he's like, first name on the team sheet, it's got to be Bobby Locke. He was just best putter to ever do it.
Well,
to be fair, Brad Faxon picked him as his like 3rd or 4th best putter ever. So that's always on good authority. But he did pick McIlroy at 10, so
interesting.
That was a little bit contentious. But yeah, by all accounts, just an incredible putter. So I'm gonna just to mix it up, so we got a bit more of a historical variety.
So we get demographics as well.
That's cool. It's a bit of education.
That's fine. Who would you pick? I think putting's quite a difficult one.
I think it's really difficult. I'm gonna go based off this one video I watched. I'm gonna go Jack Nicklaus.
I know the exact video that you're talking about. Yep.
Also, I mean, he must
show you how to putt it.
Yeah,
very risky.
Yeah. Well, it depends it is, but I mean, he must have liked me.
He was.
Yeah,
I mean, in Brad Faxon's
incredible.
list, he was number 2 only to Tiger Woods or Ben Crenshaw, one of the 2.
Okay.
But yeah, interesting, like weird action. He was kind of like side on, and he kind of like used his wrist.
Yeah, and he's very, very bent over. Like, he's always
And not a traditional. No. You wouldn't have, I don't think, any passing coaches being like, do that.
Well, interestingly, I went to Wentworth I would typically agree with you. You wouldn't teach that kind
hunch
of thing these
over,
days.
open your
And
shoulders.
I went to Wentworth to document a fitting that someone was doing for a TV show.
Yeah.
And we went onto the greens to do his putter fitting, and the coach there, because normally it's like everything's square, line up, and he was like, I think more people should putt like Jack. He was like, that side on approach, and you use like a little bit more wrist, and you can kind of like line yourself up.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's bizarre. Like I'd never known like a putting or any kind of coach to suggest it. But then I went actually and tried it, and I did it for like 2 years. And
Oh, really?
I actually loved it. Yeah, I've kind of stopped doing it recently just because we've been using so many different putters.
Yeah.
Putting is just generally a bit of a mess. But I might go back to it because I did it for like 2 years when I was playing like quite good golf, and there's something quite like natural about kind of like lining it up like that. You're almost kind of like pushing it towards the hole. But yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, very, very good pick. Can I pick a player that I picked already?
No. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Do it, but then I'm just
But it's a
curious
different
if you
era.
If you were literally on the spot.
you go Spieth.
I'm going to Spieth again. But Spieth in his dominant era, what 2015, I think 2016, when he would just hole everything. Now, unfortunately, I think he's more likely to hole a 40-foot than a 5-footer.
Yeah.
But he was just locked in. Like,
His ability to hole like 40-foot putts on the reg when he was in his prime were just like
it was terrifying.
go get the ball.
Yeah. Again, we can go back to Spieth a lot because he's one off, if not my favourite player. When he was at that dominant era, the entertainment factor in play for him, even though he is American, so I shouldn't be like he's one of my favourite players, but he was incredible. I hope he gets that back. He still has that glimmers of that that spark, but he is, I think, a little bit too all over the place now. He's getting himself into so much trouble. Saying that, when he won the Open, that signature shot,
Off the driving range.
like obviously that was 80 yards right.
Like, have you not noticed that lately he just takes so long to hit the ball?
A little bit, but he's always kind of been a little bit like that, a little bit. Not yippy, but like this type of thing.
I've been watching, I'm just like, just hit the ball. I'm not saying he's as long as
Brian
Brian
Harman.
Harman.
with the 50 waggles, yeah.
But, and also like, Spieth's like, I'll say new swing. You know, before it was just kind of...
He has changed his
all a
swing a
bit-
lot. He's
yeah,
gained a lot of speed as well.
Yeah.
He's 180 ball speed now, which is quite
look
impressive.
very odd, but I mean, hey, like, if it works.
His swing is never that traditional. If you look at his grip as well, it's something that
He's got that kind of like chicken not
it's
leggy.
not,
finish as well, hasn't he?
you wouldn't teach it. The similarities
I
there.
love you. Part of me lives in here.
Let's talk about mentality quickly.
Okay.
And get onto that. I think this is quite a difficult one because the main one I want to pick would be Tiger.
I'm going to pick Nick Faldo.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay.
He's so locked in.
Yeah.
Like his focus was kind of like just second to none, and he just would not get distracted. Kept the same tempo for all of his shots. Like absolute stud when it came to winning 3 Opens, 3 Masters, and was just kind of just like a machine. Really,
I think that's a good one actually.
If we can't pick Tiger, I think he's potentially number 2.
I forgot about that. I forgot how much of like a, not an ogre because that's quite a mean word, but you know what I mean, like an alpha. I think he was.
Massive alpha.
Yeah, like I think that mentality we're talking about is like you kind of want to be scared of him if he's in his prime.
Yeah.
I instantly thought of a player that I don't know how I didn't think of him before, but I'll let you go first. No.
Okay, clap.
Oh. Okay. Well, you're a mentality monster. Who would you pick?
This is tough. I mean, we obviously can't pick Tiger. So looking back through the field, I am going to go with...
Come on. Camera's running out of battery.
I'm going to be really boring. Okay, I'm going to go Scottie Scheffler. I've had some really good picks, but I mean, for his medal game to be as it is...
To win 4 out of 5 of the last, one tied 2, yeah.
I've actually got an interesting stat. I screen reported it. Yeah.
You're such a nerd.
No, because I thought this was quite interesting. Right, so the last player to win 4 times in a 5-start stretch on PGA Tour was Tiger Woods at the end of 2007.
Was it? Okay.
Beginning of 2008, which is kind of what Scottie's alluding to.
Right.
So I think like having that kind of pressure almost on top of you.
Yeah.
Plus the whole thing with his wife going into labour and everything else.
That would stress me out enough to not really.
I wonder whether he's worried about that, so he's kind of like cares less about the golf. and that's allowing him to just kind of
Perspective.
just be like, right, well, if I'm gonna go out and play, I might have to get called in after the second or third round anyway, so I'll just go and do as well as I can now, and like just doesn't have to go, and he's just like, okay, well, I'm just
It's
gonna,
like when your wife's calling you,
gonna,
I'm
like,
still at work.
I'm just gonna keep cruising these victories then.
There was a thing I saw. Has he won after April, Scottie? I think I don't know if I'm.
I mean, well, that when he won his first Masters, it was all he had like 2 or 3 wins going into it, didn't he? And
That was pre-April, wasn't it?
would have been pre-April.
Yeah, but I think has he won after April in the summer? I think he's done really well, and then he kind of fades
I'm
out.
trying to.
I think I saw a thing
Players
when
twice,
everyone's
Arnold
talking
twice.
everyone's talking about the Grand Slam, and I think someone said, "Dude, he hasn't won after
Masters
April yet."
twice. He's won 3 overs.
Yeah.
I think he just
Maybe not.
I don't think he has. So the mentality I think now we're going to see is he really, really good just everywhere? I think he is. Or is it certain tournaments that he's incredible at? I think it will definitely be he's just an incredible golfer.
Well,
the best
we'll
of
find
our time.
out. PGA.
Absolutely.
PGA in May.
Yeah, Valhalla will be a very fun test.
I mean, intrigued as well to see how he gets on at the Open. Kind
Yeah.
of like a completely different test golf. I mean, the weather at Harbourtown wasn't good, but like, how many times have we seen like Americans be so dominant on the PGA Tour and then come and then play like a true links test, and
truly
British golf.
Yeah, I know. Literally, like you always see some people struggle, and the person who I'm going to shout out for my mentality, Brooks Koepka.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Testosterone filled Chad.
Yeah.
Is, he, I think, is from a mentality point of view as close to Tiger as I think we've got.
I like
just
it.
because he will just focus on that. He doesn't like golf, which really makes it like worthwhile too.
Yeah.
A really interesting video that I think another media partner did with him. He was just talking about his warm up and stuff. He's like, I just hit balls. Like, and I'm like, I'm so jealous because when I hit balls, I have 5,000 swing thoughts and anxiety in my head. And he's just like, I just play golf type thing, and he wishes.
Good pick.
Yeah, because you know what he's like. He's just tunnel vision. I'm going to win this one. I like beat people up type thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't really seen it at the Ryder Cup. And as you said, like when in his dominant era, I think he did nearly win the Open. But I think he was ousted. Was it Molinari? Was it that year?
I can remember Molinari winning it, but I can't remember.
I don't think he was close. But
Yeah,
I don't remember. He wore a really horrible polo one of the days.
Some fantastic picks from all of them. So imagine if you had the attributes of all of these players in yourself. You'd be dominant. I think we've picked some.
You know myself. Yeah. I mean, that was the aim of this, Will.
No, I think we've there's some shockers in there. Or maybe some surprise picks.
Let's have a quick run through of your player in full then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're driving. We're Rory.
Yeah.
Iron play with Colin.
Yeah.
Flopping with Phil.
Yeah.
Flopping like Phil.
Flop with Phil. I like that. Yeah.
And putting, we were. Who did we go up in the end? Oh, Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, I like that.
And mentality.
Scottie.
Scottie.
That's good.
Yeah. Give me the green jacket.
That would be a tough
Give me
golfer
it now.
to beat.
Yeah. Go for yours.
I was driving DJ, iron play, Scheffler, wedge game, Seve, putting, Bobby Lock, mentality, Faldo.
That's a good one.
Seve.
That's also a good golfer.
Yeah.
Driving Bryson, irons, peak Rory, wedges, Spieth, putting, peak Spieth, and then mentality, Brooks Koepka. A few different golfers.
baby.
Yeah, mine's a bit more of a meathead type thing. Yeah, I want you to take names and make birdies. Where I think you guys kind of just think
Be like
a little bit
Spieth as a
thinking.
Chad.
Yeah. My hair literally Spieth just absolutely yoked to the rim. That is my guy. There's some good picks. I think that's. I'd be interested if you guys let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're not watching it, listening on Spotify and stuff, tweet us or Instagram us and whatnot.
Yeah, which golfer wins.
Yeah, which golfer wins and what your golf would be as well, as there would be a lot of, I think, different picks there. Let's touch upon a little bit of different topic. Who, if we're doing boxing recently, I saw what's his name, Ryan Garcia against Devon.
Oh yeah.
And we've talked about it briefly in this podcast. Who would if we do to match up a perfect golf boxing fight?
Yeah.
Who would it be? Who would
we doing Ryder Cup?
Ryder Cup. Yeah.
I think. I mean, Rory is jacked, but
He's a little.
I wonder whether his lack of reach would maybe, like, if you put him up against someone like DJ or Brooks, whether that would be an issue.
He's
They're
all
both
bark,
big
no
lads
bite,
as
mate.
well.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Rahm's got to be. I think Rahm's got to be a European guy.
Rahm is a good one.
He's a unit.
Yeah.
And he's got that fire.
I agree.
I think him versus. Yeah, he'd be my European pick.
Okay.
I think from America, like
Quite a few of them, isn't there?
I think Koepka.
I was going to say
probably.
Koepka would, I think, throw a mean punch.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Who is it? They all say like, who would you? Do you remember they used to do those like anonymous polls on the PGA Tour, and it was like, who would you most want to fight and who would you least want to fight?
Oh, I can't remember who the least one.
And I think they always used to say Bubba Watson. I don't know why, like whether or not he's got some kind of like martial arts training or whatever. But I wouldn't pick Bubba Watson. I think it's got to be DJ.
DJ Brooks. Yeah. I don't mind that. Who would you pick?
I'd probably go. Are we doing from Europe and
Ryder Cup style.
I think Shane Lowry. I reckon he's got like he's like a gentle Joe, but I think if you piss him off,
Well, then he's going to see blood.
I reckon. Like
Pull him off
even
you.
the way he kind of got in the way of Bones and Rory.
Yeah.
Good
Although
fight.
he's kind of almost like a little brother. Like Rory still being a dick, get in the car. I reckon he's a big lad.
Yeah.
Right, and I reckon he could definitely take a few, if not give a few punches.
Okay.
So
Very
that's my
good.
Europe pick. I mean, I was going to go Brooks, but I kind of want to go Bryson. I think. I think like he's all about
like
science.
exactly where to
Yeah,
strike
slowly
someone.
line,
Yeah.
percentage, angle, and all this stuff. Yeah, I reckon he'd do it down to a T.
Okay.
Analyze it and go, if I hit you here, that means you'll go down to there, and I'll hit there, and it's kind of like everything's percentage.
Like, there was a film Never Back Down, I think, when the guy's like sensei and just closes his eyes and just like that. That'd be very entertaining. I don't mind
I reckon.
So we got Bryson versus Shane,
that. Okay.
Rahm versus Brooks.
I might get in trouble for this.
Oh god.
America, I'll be America first. America, I'm not too sure. I want like an athlete. I think we're probably going to have to go DJ. Because I just think he's like got
Rangy.
the whole package.
Yeah.
You know, he's athletic and he's
chill.
big and strong. No, I don't think so. I think if you put him in a doghouse, like fight for death type thing, then I think he's there.
Okay.
But then I'm going to go Tyrrell Hassan.
I was going to say between Shane.
Because he's an angry man, and I think that would come with a lot of strength and power.
Yeah.
And I think he wouldn't be afraid to use it, especially after a few flub chip shots. And with a bit of I think DJ and him might clash a little bit. I don't think they get on very well.
Yeah.
So
A lot of it's mentality, and I think Tyrrell would maybe have the edge over DJ.
I think he'd want it more with that anger. So I mean, if any like misfits or any boxing people are listening, schedule those three fights.
I'm trying to think. There must be some like, if we look slightly further back historically, there must be.
John
some-
Daly would be pretty good.
John Daly, he was obviously a good one. I mean, Nick Faldo is a big. I mean,
I forget how big bloke he is, isn't he?
He's
Yeah.
got big old hands.
Oh, does he?
Like those would be powerful fists.
Big mittens.
Yeah. I forgot they're massive, aren't they?
Yeah. I think he'd be
Yeah.
quite good. I think he'd be quite good at a scrap. But
Phil's quite a big guy as well. Or not anymore. He's cut down a
He
bit.
did go for a fade when he hit that when he hit that 6-iron out of the trees at the Masters on the
Oh yeah.
the 13th.
He was
He was he had some like quite nicely tailored
Yeah.
shirts showing off the guns. But he was pretty pumped.
Phil.
Big old calves as well.
His calves are huge.
Huge calves.
That's always a sign that he's a fighter.
Who else? There must be some. I'm trying to think if there are like some like big old like tall fellas. I mean, Final's tall, isn't he?
Yeah, Angel Cabrera, he was a big guy, wasn't that tall? He's also been to prison, so yeah. So that would be probably an off the cuff pick. But again, he's not American. What other Americans who are like athletes? Can we live with Vegas? Even he's an athlete, but maybe not strong.
Who's that like huge South African dude? Who's the amateur who played?
Wilco Nienaber.
And him and the guy who played as the amateur in the Masters this
I
year.
can't remember his name. He's like 6'9".
Yeah.
God.
Shall I look it up?
Representing the President's Cup.
Yeah. Well, let's look it up.
I mean, Ernie Els is a big old dude.
We think about. I mean, Tiger now.
Ernie Els is huge.
Prime Tiger.
Well, I mean, to me.
Prime Tiger. I mean, 100%. Also, like, he did like Marines training and stuff as well.
I think we
He
forgot
would
about
take
Tiger.
names,
Yeah, he would be like, so I kill him now.
Yeah,
Like, no,
yeah.
Tiger, there's an exhibition. That was a bit different to a build a golfer instead of a boxing one.
I think it's a bit of a curveball.
Absolutely, but this is the Golf Magic podcast, the Par
Anything could
4 or
happen.
Par 3 podcast. We'll finish on a bit of a laid back topic about just golf in general, because I mean we're not doing picks this week just because it's going to be out a little bit later. We will get onto that next week and hopefully keep our running form going.
It's also a team event. It's possible to pick.
Yeah, pointless. Just favourites is boring. So instead, we're just going to talk about golf in general, because I mean, we all watch golf somewhat religiously. We work in the industry. Sometimes, especially over the last 12 months, I'll say I haven't watched as much as I usually do. I've been somewhat distant towards it. It could be live golf, it could be the divide, it could be that it's maybe not been as entertaining. We've seen that in ratings, haven't we?
Yeah,
I think Masters
down like 25%.
I thought Masters
a lot of tournaments at the beginning of the PGA Tour season.
I thought Masters was pretty good this year, but the Sunday was apart from the Sunday being not having that.
It just makes such a big difference having them all in the field.
It does.
And I know that's an obvious thing to say, and I know that Rahm didn't actually play that well, was out of contention.
Yeah.
But having all of those names on the leaderboard, having Bryson back was great. Having Phil kind of was a bit of a no-show, but last year having him and Brooks in contention just made it so much more exciting.
You never knew which way it was going to go.
Having when you look at a leaderboard and you see the likes of Rahm, McIlroy, Morikawa, Scheffler, Homer, all of those guys, you're like,
That's the whistle.
wow!
Really does.
Every group we look at now is going to be exciting.
Yeah, but I think the Sunday kind of.
And then, the Sunday was.
When is the last tournament that we've had, a major that we've had, that was just, that was just pure excitement? Because I think
the Open was a bit boring, wasn't it?
Genesis.
Brian and I are really boring. PGA Championship, even though with the block party, it wasn't that good.
Maxwell, McIntyre, and Rory. That was quite interesting. The Genesis, wasn't it?
It's not. I don't think I can even title it a PGA Tour tournament.
Scottie Scheffler, that was cool.
Oh, that was okay. So sorry, that one was good. That was a good. Sorry, I was thinking the Genesis. Scottish Open. Yeah.
So it's called the Genesis.
Yeah,
it's sponsored. Yeah, that one was good. I remember we were going up to the Open with that we were listening to it in the car. I mean, the US Open with Wyndham, Rory, stuff like that was good, but it just wasn't.
I mean, the PGA. Koepka Hovland was pretty good, and then it was just, and then it just died when Hovland thinned it into the lip of that bunker. But I mean, that was pretty exciting, and obviously you kind of had like Ricky in the mix.
Yeah, I think PGA and US Open.
Sorry, Ricky was. I'm getting confused.
Ricky was yes.
Ricky was US. Yeah.
That I think was a really good one. Yeah. Despite I think perhaps it would have been the best. I could be like that was entertaining if maybe Wyndham didn't win. If it was Ricky or Rory show.
Yeah, I know at the time I thought that, and having now watched this to a full swing,
I like Wyndham a lot.
Yeah, he really did grow on me a lot actually after watching that, like seeing kind of all the issues he'd been through and his personal growth. Obviously, what happened with his mum. I thought, it was quite inspirational, and he's grown on me a lot. I would never have said he was one of my favourite players.
Not a legacy win though, is it? Like a Ricky or Rory win would have been something like that was the best one.
I'd love to see Ricky up there. I think he's drifted a bit, but he's just such a lovely bloke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a big Tiger fan.
Yeah.
Try it.
Anyway, getting back to the point in general. I watch golf. We all watch golf. But I'm drifting a little bit more towards. I know you are, but like YouTube golf.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a drift that a lot of people have seen, especially the demographic. I think of between 12 years old and maybe even 40 years old now. Looking at it, I think it is now pushing towards a little bit older. We've done a video with Good, we've done a video with other influencers and stuff like that. And what I've seen is their enthusiasm is incredible. Also, the fans they have is a lot as well when you see the events that they do. And they are very, very good golfers. So, like, if I finish work, go and I make my lovely, like, chicken wraps, burritos, because I love, protein. I sit down and I won't be like, right, let's put on PGA Tour or something like that. I'll put YouTube on and I'll watch Good. Yeah. I'll watch Garrett. I'll do something like that.
I think the big thing is that you can watch it at your convenience.
True.
Like, you're not restricted to the live coverage of the PGA Tour. True. Like, you can, if you want, get into bed whatever time of day, flick on a good video, flick on whatever you want, watch, and you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You can just watch half of it and pick it up later. That makes a massive difference. Yeah. And also, there's a lot more personality. Like, you can actually get to know.
It's entertainment, isn't it? I was going to say, like, I could almost counter with you there and say, well, I could go on YouTube. I could watch every single shot from Tiger's Masters win from 2019, and that's up there. And that you think, oh my God, I obviously want to watch that over, Bobby and Steve and stuff. But no, I don't, because that's inspirational and it's sports. But I'm not seeing Tiger being like, oh my God, I'm shitting myself. It's just it's that is blockbuster.
Well, it's taking a good as an example. I know there's like a few other outlets that they're like the main kind of advocates of YouTube golf. They do like various challenges. They bring people in, and it's kind of like you see them at their best and worst. But there's also entertainment around it as well. Like they've got a range of people on the Good team that are a mix of all types of players.
So it makes it relatable.
Yeah.
Whereas we're seeing like Scottie and stuff and the Masters do anything. Did you see the I think it's the Myrtle Beach? They had the influencers try and qualify for a PGA Tour tournament. They released the video yesterday. Who won? Random, not a random. It's not on the notables. It was with Micah, Peter Finch, people like that. It was one of
There was a
those.
load of them in it.
They released a 2.5-hour video, and it was shit. It was so bad.
Really?
Because they think they're taking ages to edit it. Traces with commentary. It was just 2.5 hours of put together raw stuff, no traces. Yeah, literally. A-roll. Commentary's like, good shot. It was really
That's
poor.
that you appreciate more when you watch the good stuff. Like even when I said to you, have you seen on drones now they've got shot tracing?
Yeah.
And it's like you watch stuff like that and go, okay, you even look at some of it and go, what can we even put into our own videos to make them a bit more entertaining? And it's the turnaround as well, and it's just it is a lot more exciting, I guess, because you see them at all stages of how good they are, how bad they are.
When you subscribe to the story as well, I think we're obviously a bit different because we're more like a reviewing channel and things, and people obviously
Matt
understand.
Atkins.
Was that him?
Yeah, he was bizarrely. Shout out to Ben Smith, who works Golf Magic. He was his pick.
Oh no way!
I think he is. I think he is a actual pro.
Right.
Pick Ben. Nice.
Yeah, great pick, Ben.
Interesting. I thought one of the Bryan brothers would have won it.
Well, actually, Wesley Bryan can't have been playing in it, can he?
No, I think it was George.
would
Who
have
was,
been
yeah,
George,
I think it was
Wesley Bryan
close.
he was playing really well.
He nearly won the Corellas. Yeah, I think he got
My
outed.
predictions. Ben called it yesterday. He was texting me about it. He said my
Predictions, Matt Atkins.
Oh no way!
So, yeah,
Impressive.
kudos.
Shout out
Kudos.
Ben.
Well done, Ben.
Ben boy.
But that was cool. But
Yeah.
like, I personally don't think they should mix. We've seen there's like Micah and stuff like that, and they're saying I want to go for the PGA Tour. I think he was actually 10 over through 6 holes on the video, which is like,
really?
and he got shredded in the comments because if you are trying to make a story, I'm going to go for the tour, and I also like he's not like it's just he's too far away from it. But he has to make that story now. He has to subscribe to it, and he's there making doubles and stuff. Like,
His mental game just went through the roof.
I think he's played a Corn Ferry Tour event or a qualifier, and he was like, he shot 85 both times. And I'm not saying this to hate on him, like, he's still an incredible golfer.
Oh yeah.
But YouTube golf, this is PGA Tour, professional golf, completely different. We've got entertainment here, and then we've got trying to make money by winning tournaments, which is very, very different. And I find that the YouTube golf more entertaining. I will gain more enjoyment. And I'll happily say, even from with the Masters and stuff, I love the Masters' favourite tournament ever, apart from the Open at St Andrews. Sit down and watch Garrett and like do some stuff. Watch Golf Magic vlogs, things like that, you know.
Yeah, I don't actually watch. Good doesn't really personally do it for me as
Why
much. It's quite tribal. I have like my own golf influences that I like, and I stick with them.
No laying up.
No laying up, yeah.
Alex Lodge.
Which
No
makes more
laying up.
cinematic.
Yeah, it's like their last when they went to like Scandinavia, it was kind of like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
And like the production value, tip of the hat to DJ Bajkowski, who does all the kind of production and everything on it, is just like phenomenal. And that's a huge part of it, but that's kind of come in more recently. It started out just like it was basically just documenting a lad's golf trip.
Okay.
And it was. I remember watching the Ireland one, the Scotland one. They went to Australia first. They do Australia again, and you're like, oh my god, this is literally just what I want to do with my mates. Like, I want to be with these guys. They're like the characters are great. Like
Solly, Tron, Neil.
They
Randy,
gel well,
Big
don't
Randy.
they?
they're gel and it's so good. And they've just got like a fantastic array of kind of like in jokes, but you'll like feel like you're part of it because you're watching it and it's a
Going
podcast.
along that journey.
Kudos to them. They've absolutely smashed it recently. But I know exactly what you mean. Like when a new series of like Tourist Source or Strapped comes out, I will
You're
be
waiting.
there
Notifications
YouTube
on.
premiere, yeah.
Notification bell on.
Literally.
I love it. So good.
The thing I think with what we've seen with YouTube golf now is that production value is what you said go up substantially. Whereby like we've got 2-hour majors with Good and Bryson and stuff. On there, this is so cool. Like, I'll happily have this on in the evening. Not watch it like religiously where I'm like face pressed to the screen. But I'll have it there. You know, I'll be on my phone as well and stuff. It's incredible.
It's like we kind of.
You wearing a good hat?
Oh no.
Bad boy.
Get out now.
But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I love the way golf is there, like that split that we have. But I think that it also is a problem in that the PGA Tour is just a little, and then professional golf is in a nutshell is a little bit flat. And I think the main thing is just because we need a blockbuster tournament. Hopefully we
need a unification.
I mean, that's the main.
Until Ryder Cup next year, which I love the Ryder Cup. So excited.
That is
Until that happens.
I guess that's the last one, isn't it? The Ryder Cup. But that's different.
That is the best watching spectacle in golf.
Yeah.
I think by quite some way.
God, I was so hungover for that Friday. We went out Thursday. Threw out beers on the Thursday. It was supposed to be like 2 beers and ended up being like 6. Me, you, and Charlie.
Oh yeah.
6 beers, an hour and a half. That was fun. That was great. It was in bed, I was just watching it, being like, that is the only time.
Could not have got off to a better start as well.
Oh, incredible!
Just like,
That thing,
Absolutely
Team Europe,
killing them on the first day.
Blue.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
that was blocked. We just need that in a professional event whereby they're going against each other individually rather than a team event.
We need a like Mickelson versus Stenson at the Open between like
Just
Rahm
absolute.
and McIlroy or something.
Yeah, and I think that almost heightens Scottie's not aura being like put under the microscope, because I think the gap between Scottie and Rory in the world rankings, the gap between Rory and Tiger is more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the gap between Rory and
Tiger's like 785th.
yeah, but you're like, so he's playing well type thing. We need a toe-to-toe thing, because as much as it's interesting seeing Scottie play the best golf I've seen in my lifetime, I would rather people butt heads and pepper the flag stick on a Sunday
It's
at a
all
major.
about rivalries, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Hopefully we will see it
Unless
soon.
you're Tiger Woods. 'Cause that's just
Oh no, yeah, he's different breed, always the GOAT, and that's a non-debatable.
I
Anyway,
do always wonder though with Tiger, because we're potentially all quite a bit too young to have like fully engaged in his prime. Whether at the time, probably not, because everyone just waxes lyrical about him. But where there were people that were like, oh, it's a bit boring, he's winning every time. Or whether there were people who were like, yes,
That's a
wanted
good
to
point.
win every single week.
yeah.
Because everyone loves it now.
I
But
mean,
like
like,
at the time, was it still the same level of adoration?
His highlight reel and everything like that, and it's almost like every
got big
tournament,
crowds, yeah.
It was just like the shot shaping and things that he would do. With the ball.
Yeah.
That's what made it exciting.
Yeah.
The fact that he was always at the top. If he was just boring golf, but he was at the top,
Yeah.
you'd be like, okay, this is boring now. But
He had that. He had
He had the
streak
aura.
element.
He had
Where he could hit those like bizarre shots.
all universe birdies
Exactly.
type
What is it
thing,
on
isn't
that
it?
Canadian Open where he hits it out of the bunker, hits like a 2-iron out of the bunker.
Yeah.
like over the water to like.
And he's like, let's go in
10
right,
feet.
and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he does that like.
Hooking it round
And like that
through.
massive recoil.
It's just
God, it's good.
I was going to say, his aura is incredible. Yeah. And also, he's shaped golf. I think that's the difference. Like, I think
course he is.
because golf is so malleable, and people 3 decades ago they didn't consider it a sport. Now it's being shaped. People are now making so much more money because of what Tiger's done. So I don't know. I reckon maybe people might find him boring, but when he was like under evens to win a major, that's, I think, there is always levels. We're talking about Scottie being incredible. He needs to be another 10 years, I think, to do it before we're like, all right, he's as good as Tiger.
Yeah.
Which is one of those things. Anyway, we are coming to the end of this podcast. I think we're going to finish it just talking about our own golf. Because I know there's some trials and tribulations going on, some different club changes and whatnot. I know, Willie, you went and played East Sussex National, a course near to us. That's an East and West course. One, I believe one goes out. The tip's about 7,100 yards. I pray to God you did not play from the
Don't
tip.
think I touched the tip. No, it was well, so I've never beat my dad ever.
Okay,
Right. I'm 28 handicap. My dad's plays off 12, so I'm basically getting a shot hole.
sure.
If that.
Yep.
Or more than that.
Yep.
Maybe. And I've never beat him. We played match play format and beat him both days.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, yes. I mean, the first day we were kind of on. We played the East course. West is kind of very, very different. It's more narrow, but it seems like more picturesque.
Yeah,
in a
okay.
way. But no, played the East first, and yeah, I thought I was hitting the ball well. Hit a drive, 280 yards carry into wind. Which
Nice.
I
I know.
was
You
like,
won
yes.
10 max.
From the inside.
Yeah, in the slot.
Pocket in the pocket.
Yeah, in the slot.
So yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. And then the following day, I think we just obviously both wrecked. So there was our mental game just went a bit out the window.
Right, okay.
And it was a bit more. I think like the West was a little bit more challenging just because it was more narrower. Still, it's a good shot, but
It's championship course. Which one was it? The West? East, wasn't it?
yeah, I can't
remember the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
But no, I'd love to play it again. But no, it was just good to get back out. So I want to get back out on more courses because it's good going to the range, but to get out there on lies and win.
Well, we're entering peak golf season now. So
Exactly.
you've put in the hard work over winter.
You've been shallowing that club for a few months now, mate. It's been good to see.
Yeah.
I got 28 handicap will fall very quickly if you start
Well,
practicing.
the app I
short.
think now says I'm a 25.
Really? All right.
Not. I don't want to brag.
What do you think your goal is this year? 18?
Yeah, I'd say that. I'm still yet to break 100. I hit 100
Really?
on the dot, which is at Manning's.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, but looking back at that, I could have easily broken 100.
Okay.
I think it was just a
Yeah,
series,
yeah,
and
yeah.
It was a bit like mushy and stuff. And
Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't a golf course. That.
but no, I think it's definitely doable.
I think you get to 18 very easily if you cut, because I think the difference with a lot of golfers that I see who are, so a lot of people send me their swings recently on TikTok, being like, "Oh, what's my swing look like?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like you should play tennis. And I think the difference with your swing is that yours is actually quite athletic. Like when we saw the first 5 holes with you at Manning's, we can get it out there. I think a lot of people when they first start the game, really lack depth and width, and they will kind of flip their wrists at it, cast the club, and it will go 200-yard drives, and they'll really struggle.
Yeah.
Your ability to actually hit it far means that if you just stop being an idiot for certain like little things, because like the hard shots are the drives off the tee, hitting 5-irons off the tee and whatnot, and 4-irons and things. I think you kind of have to do that as an 18 handicap. It's just the things you don't want to practice, which is kind of chipping, putting, and 50 yards and
in.
in.
A big part of my game, which you can't really practice at the range. You just need to spend time.
You need a short game area. You need a course. You need a membership, basically, which is one of the things.
So, but no, we're getting there, and I'm still enjoying it. I've not thrown away my clubs just yet.
Oh, well, you get new ones. You get new ones either way. We look forward to providing updates for everyone about your game, about seeing if you could break 100, then 90.
It's coming, guys. It's coming.
Chilzer?
So my aim at the beginning of the year was to get from 13 down to 8. And I'm down to 12.2. But I fear my game has plateaued, and I'm now in kind of like free fall. Because the last few times I've played has been just like catastrophic. This one course where I play my dad, Hunter Cube in Oxfordshire, just does my nut every time. Like I just can't get around it in struggle to break 90 around there, which is disappointing. But I had like one lesson at the beginning of the year, and it worked for a little bit, and now my short game's just gone completely to pot.
Right.
So I need to do more than anything is settle on my bag, because I've played all of the last 7 rounds of golf I've played have all been with different sets of irons, wedges and putters.
You're in that phase, I see.
So not through wanting, but through because we've had to do a lot of reviewing.
Okay.
So when you've got access to everything, you kind of want to try.
So I know what my full set is now. I've got that sorted. What's in the bag coming soon, but it'll be chompy at the bit to have a look at that.
Oh, I can't wait. Cannot wait.
And I think I'm just massively lacking in confidence at the moment. We're in like almost every area of my game,
right.
And when that's the case, it's stuff.
Sure. Okay. Well, do you need more of a plan as well in terms of like how to get better? Some of those 5 strokes, or do you know?
I just need to practice.
Yeah.
I just don't really get enough time at the moment to like properly practice. And I'm like, I'll just like I should be better at golf next time I play, and it doesn't obviously work like that.
It is difficult because I think I always think when I started this job, I'm like, it's so good. I actually went up when I started this job from 6 to like 9. Because I wouldn't practice, I would test. And that was actually counterproductive, because then I would change clubs to test. And as much as it is so fun, I wouldn't change it for the world, you become worse because you're changing consistently. You have different profiles of the heads and stuff. And then when I play also, because we have the ability to play golf quite often, I would be like, I'm a YouTuber. I need to shoot 65 to be happy.
Content.
Yeah, and then I make a triple and I'm like, I don't want to be. So it's not really the...
It's like I started my like Golf Magic kind of Instagram account for the year, and I only did like a handful of videos, and every single time I started filming, like my game just went completely to crap.
It's almost like you've got another pair of eyes.
Yeah, and now when I'm playing golf, I'm like, right, I just need to I'm gonna just put the content to the back for a little bit, and just try and play golf. And actually, it hasn't worked. But anyway, I don't have that added level of pressure.
A lot of people assume that because we work in the industry that we were playing golf all the time.
Yeah,
which. We are.
I literally have no life other than golf, so yeah, I do.
But it's true, like you said, you both are trying different clubs. On a regular.
We've got to learn to manage it. That's the thing. It takes a while to manage it because
We're gonna get absolutely noticed.
Oh yeah. Like, new clubs. I'm gonna set
get loads of new golf clubs. And you go to play and practice and test. I'm not expecting any sympathy. That's just
I'm not complaining, so I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change this struggle for the world. No. I don't want to go back to having my my Callaway blades that were like 5.5 flex and span 9,000 for a 6-iron. Don't want that. But one thing is, we all know what's the right club for you, but as soon as something else comes out, like there'll be stuff out this year, in the next few weeks actually, and we're going to look at it and be like,
Yeah, I should
How
probably.
change putters
Well,
type
I
of
might
thing.
literally change. I'll be like, oh, let me try the
Exactly.
air strike drive.
Yeah.
Was that
why?
your bag?
Make
Your
your way to
bag
max.
at the moment?
Yeah, so my bag has changed quite a lot. I'm actually playing quite well, ish. But my bag is an absolute, like, it's a car crash of ridiculous clubs. I did a TikTok actually about what's in my bag, and it did really well.
like
yeah,
that.
did you? Thank you.
Yeah,
it was,
really
Good lighting.
really? I was actually on my phone.
Was it?
Yeah.
I see one comment about where your captions were right over your crotch.
Right over my package
Yeah,
on
it was
YouTube.
it's kind of like,
Yeah, no, I want people.
Oh, okay.
I want people to look at it. Yeah, but my bag is somewhat strange. I got jumbo grips now, graphite shafts in my irons. The driver's great, but I don't think mine's a bit more cemented. I would say my wedges won't change. My putter might change at points. My irons won't change for a while. Me driver's in there for a bit. Yeah. Although I'm saying there's a brand called Avoda, Bryson's irons. If they come out and say, "Oh, do you want a set of irons?" I'm like, yeah. Because I actually am tempted to go back to one length at points or combo one length. Just so
It's completely concrete, but I might go to one length.
You know what? I've got what's the day? So I'm gonna play for 6 months. And I felt like commenting, going, okay, I can't wait for the what's the day.
It's what you do. Like it's
impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's so much fun. But I tell you what, maybe a podcast we can do. We can go through our bags. What's yours is cemented? What's yours is cemented? And once mine changes again. We can do a what's in the bag for all of us. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I've lost that. You don't need it anyway. Anyway, I think that's it now because we are approaching the hour mark, and I hope anyone listening to this hour mark has enjoyed us randomly in person rather than over Zoom and what's not. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know down in the comments what you thought of this. Give your comments as to build a golfer, who your best boxer would be, and what's in your bag as well. There's a lot of stuff to digest here, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you have, make sure you tune in via YouTube, Spotify, what's not. Thanks again to Fox Hills for hosting us today. Hopefully we can do this again soon because it's a lot of fun.
Okay, Johnny's bedroom.
Yeah, and Johnny's
Where do you think I live?
in the castle. But anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening, and make sure you tune in next week for much more topics from myself, Jozza, and Willie about all things golf. Catch you then.